the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Mr.
Good
Chairman.
morning, everyone.
Morning. Morning.
Make a quick note, a quick apology before we start, in case I mess something up, Nathan, don't put me on the radio.
Are you running the show today?
Well, Rick's on vacation, so I guess I get to try my hand.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda as
I was
printed.
gonna say,
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. The meeting from 5:15, anybody see anything there?
No, I looked over the minutes from the May 15th meeting. I'd make a motion to approve minutes as written.
The first by Eric,
I'll second.
second by Dave, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Any general public concerns?
No.
Okay, we're moving along. Looks like Mr. Paul's up.
Morning.
Morning.
Just two pieces of business this morning. One is an approved construction in county right-of-way from Dean Coleman for an agricultural tile crossing and a request for $1,500 reimbursements located on 260th Street between Hawaii and Iowa Avenue. I copied about everything for you guys to see what they submitted, and everything is in order, including an agreement with the downstream property owner. Is there any questions?
He's gonna build this, do it himself, labor.
Yeah, he's doing it himself. He's got insurance himself. He's not sure when he's gonna do it. He may cross the road and do part of it now and the balance later on.
So I'd move we approve the request from Dean Coleman for a agricultural tile crossing of the Hudson Road and reimbursement of $1,500.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Dave. Any other discussion?
Is this gonna cause two different drainage districts or just in the one?
No, he's got,
Gonna be draining from one to the other?
that's why I
or
copied.
everything?
No, he's got about 20 acres or so on the north side of that, going north.
Okay.
And he's in, what is it, 66 or 2? 2, he's in.
Looks like two.
No, 66 is the north one, 2 is the south one, 2 is Indian Creek, 2 ends up going clear over to Gilmore. He's going up into the north one. 66 is on the near side, if we start figuring out these drainage maps is how they label this.
You see he's got the written from Harold Nostrum.
Yep.
So everything's in order there.
That was, that was one of the last things, he just brought it in the other day, so.
So the flow's gonna go from
South to north.
Okay.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
In this case, there is a small tile there, and he's deepening and going larger. He's going back into Nostrums to get the better outlet, because he didn't have the depth at Nostrums. Second order of business is approve a quote to repair the Bode Maintenance Facility. This is a two-folded quote, but one contractor to fix two different doors. One was hit probably 6 years ago on an icy morning, wing, when he stopped to wait for the door to open and then advanced, slid sideways and got the panel up high with the wing in the truck. And the other one was this spring with the wing on the wash bay sheet. So I got Jensen Builders to give us a quote, and here it is.
What kind of deductible you have for insurance?
I don't know if these are insurable events.
Might not be.
And the first one I reported, the first one I called, Curran's, but it's 6-7 years ago.
Probably not, probably cost you too much out of it.
Well, and when you split them, then you're, with 1,000 deductible, yeah. But now there's 2 of them, but the one was recent, potentially could be insured, but I don't know under what. God didn't cause it, but we have a contractor interested in repairing. I got a quote, and I want to get material ordered. It will be later on in fall when they would do it sometime as a filler.
Any other questions?
Gotta be done.
We have a motion?
Wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve that quote.
A motion by Eric,
I'll second.
second by Dave. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries.
Other business, yesterday I went back and looked at a little local slide. We have reports of bank failure along the road. It's above the river, above Murray Bridge. It's an ongoing slide area. This is the small, slide that's, been ongoing. I mean, there's still flags in it from last summer. It had moved some, 'cause there was some fresh dirt on it again now. It's right to the side of the road. I think we'll put some more permanent delineators right along there for now. Maybe look at it when it's drier to see if we can, should fill it or not. Generally, filling these things doesn't work too well. All you do is add more weight and it keeps sliding. One of the things we looked at a couple of years ago was, with the road regrade, would be to drain the corner up above it and reroute some of the subsurface moisture, but it's a combination of high river and saturated soil that the slide happens. And the good news is it isn't the more regional slide. The more regional slide takes the whole intersection, several hundred feet long, and will drop 2 to 4 inches. And that's where the long term of this intersection is. Just keep adding material or don't put a highway there is what it amounts to. So that is probably fine. We just need to get it marked adequately. The other thing to announce that I don't think we emailed you is we have pre-con tomorrow at 10 o'clock for the 3 box culvert projects with Midwest contractors. Yes, it's at 10 o'clock. It's at our office. It's the 3 structures, one over on 230th, the one box culvert south of Thor, Iowa on the highway, and then the one up by Robert Hawk on 160th, just west of K Road. So those 3, Midwest is planning on coming in unless water continues to go up. But I could see them working on, like hawks. They can deal with that quantity of water. If the dredge ditch is clear full, they probably won't come in. So they're trying to come in next week too. They want to start those the same time our miller is, as you know, is planning starting next Tuesday by milling some of the blacktop roads. I don't know which project they're going to start on yet, but we need to mill east of Livermore from Hell north, the Laverne south, and P30 straight north of Ode, 20. I ought to know these numbers one of these days. P30 north of Ode will be milled, P56 north of C20, and P60. The blacktop through Odison, P20 has headers milled in and out. It's not milled, so I would assume that would be the last one milled. And I'm not sure, I know that you're all aware that we were planning on potentially improving the tracks across Odison while we were there, like we have done last year with the paving. But I'm not sure that's gonna happen. According to the railroad, they have their hands full with activities related to a fire with an ethanol car, 2 months ago, clear up north by Grettinger. And that's occupying a lot of time to get that remedied and straightened out.
Paul, I drove over to Hardy and looked at the wind damage. Is there any update there?
Oh, yeah, we lost our roof on our sand salt storage over at Hardy. Which night? Tuesday night?
Mhm.
I think that's what it says.
It wasn't a Monday night, it was Tuesday night. Tuesday night, Denny Lippold called me, later on in the evening. He'd gone down to do water sampling, and then when he got down there, voila, the roof is gone. Again, I think I sent an email out, as we can, we're gonna, make sure everything is on the up and up with the insurance company, and then we'll clean up what we have. Probably take the sand out of the bunker. The bunker was in need of some work anyway, panels were, and at that time we'll evaluate whether we start with the ground up or from the bunker up to replace the top. We had, corner panels that's in tough shape. This material is tough on anything, concrete, steel, and that's why we went with all wood here in Humboldt on the last one. But, we'll see what's going on once we remove the sand and go from there. So I don't know what the end goal is. At some point, we're gonna have something undercover over there. Whether we start with a new bunker, and then go up, or we fix what we got and go up.
You replaced the cover with wood this time, right?
Wood or new concrete. See, what we started with was probably 30-year-old precast panels from bunkers. It was fine at the time, and it lasted from 2001. Rick McKenna was still with us when we built it, so it'd be 2001 to now. And generally, as long as you don't get too wild piling too high in the sidewalls and adding all the load and keeping it permanently exposed to the chlorides, these things last a long time, and we have plenty of room. We have a nice pad there, and there's 3,000-4,000 in the pad, so fortunately when we get a south wind there, it's like Bode's in there, it's vulnerable to the south wind. Humboldt's kind of sheltered here a little bit. Fabric liners or the tops work fairly well for it as opposed to anything steel. It's like a steel roof on a fertilizer shed, it doesn't work too well.
Well, just keep us in the loop, see
No,
where we go.
Just look it over. I mean, thanks for sending the pictures and that. Hopefully, maybe you can just, is it possible just to replace a couple of the precast, bunker things?
Well, and that's what we had figured at one time,
Maybe.
it's just
But not too
replacing, we would cast them ourselves and tip them up and try to fix them, but at this point, we'll look and see if we need to start over or not. It's the, you'll see if you look at them. Bode's got the same, and what we've done is to don't pile material too high. It'll last a long time. It doesn't,
Sure.
alls it's gotta do is protect it from water.
Yeah.
But, no, the most of one of two things, it's either timber or they're buying new, a new precast, again, would last considerably longer. But we started out with, we bought the whole bunker for $1,000, we split it with Webster County, they took half of it, we took half of it, so we had $500 invested in it. We had to go get it.
Yeah. But still, it was a pretty reasonable structure.
And compared to what we had before, this was a Cadillac. So,
Yeah, just let us know what it looks like when you get it looked over.
yeah, we'll be down the road. This week we'll be still hauling rock. We're just finishing up a few miles from the Becker pit down there, and then we'll be back to stockpiles and hauling out of there. We did haul the Hardy stockpile out, anticipating road closure out on Highway 3, which was not supposed to happen until end of June anyway, but they moved over there and whacked that one off. But Bode Shop will be putting up detours. We have 4 detours to put up. Even though they're little projects, they have we have every detour sign and then some up, or will be up. And then we have to put a detour south of Hardy up too here yet, so.
What are you guys thinking for tomorrow on that meeting? Are you good?
I can't make it.
I can be there.
I can be there.
Well, I'm planning on being there, so you might post it that that way we have our tails covered.
For a quorum. No, this.
You don't, Paul, you don't foresee anything unusual at those box culverts, do you?
Hope not.
Other than what's been discussed?
No, I talked to, our staff this morning on trying to, get a hold of somebody, because one of them involves a pasture, and see the status of the cows,
Good idea.
and see where we're fenced, and if I am correct,
We got beef?
these
No,
are...
you don't want them getting out.
And I see in the paper that one of the landowners' spouses is in the obituaries this morning, so I said, don't call them.
No.
And I didn't even know she was sick. So, no, unusual, no, this is Midwest. The unusual thing is here, they're coming in early instead of late. They usually come in 7 days before they're supposed to be done, and they leave that 7th day. I mean, this'll be
That's good.
sunrise to sunset, and they'll go. The only thing that'll slow them down is if the water's too high and they elect to try to go somewhere else.
What's their start date?
Late start dates in the fall.
But they can do it,
They can go early. As soon as they move in, then the working days start, Eric.
right? So I mean, but the original one was later.
Yeah, we had all the late start dates set so that they could do this clear late into the fall.
But you're anticipating, weather permitting, that they're gonna do it sooner than later.
Well, they wanna start next Tuesday.
Well, that'd be wonderful. I hope the weather's cooperative.
Other than we have everything going at the same
I
time.
keep forgetting about the 5-year plan. I keep getting questions. When are they gonna do C-49? That's not this year.
No.
That's next year.
48.
That's,
Years.
we have two more projects, potentially three, two more big ones, two twin, 10x16s, out southwest, and then where the bridges that we rejected, both of them have paperwork out for right-of-way. We sent, and we're in the period where we can't contact them, or we might be past now 10 days, and we're trying to get right-of-way squared away, and once we get right-of-way squared away, we wanna let those two projects. The only other project that we wanted to get this year potentially was the drainage ditch right south of Thor, on the corner, where you guys are cleaning that, and, we'll potentially, there's no field work done on that and at this point, but, we may get that in bid and out of here. But we're gonna have our hands full now in the next, month and a half anyway.
So then you'll start vacations with everyone, so.
Well, vacations are, Mr. Powell's Canada trip and whatever, that's already on the books, so that should be after asphalt, and that's good. Very good.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We move down to the claims. Anybody,
What's that Reliance telephone?
$500 for
oh,
Oh,
cell
cards,
phone cards.
yeah, just for the jail. People buy them from the jail if they wanna make calls to their loved ones, and so they have money on.
yeah, I figured they probably kept them in a box and sell them to them as they
Yep.
need them, so.
I reviewed the claims. It looks to me like $178,549 in general claims, $129,178.16 in drainage. I move the approval thereof.
Motion by Carl, is there a second?
Second that.
Second by Dave, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. You wanna start our committee reports?
I had no meetings this week, other than driving up and looking at the Hardy pile. Very
Okay.
quiet week.
Dave?
Thursday I had the Board of Health. And, I guess that's the only one I had for the county.
Gary?
No extracurricular structured meetings, no, last week.
Well, I had one, and I got caught in the line down in Fort Dodge, so, but I kinda visited over the phone with Mayor, with them on the ministerial meeting, so basically they were just asking about the next food pantry, which should be July 10th is where, I think, no, excuse me, the 12th. I'll get back to you on that.
The state one, you mean?
The mobile one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then yesterday, I was the one that called Paul on that, road slide up there by the Murray Bridge. One of the people up there called, so I drove up there and took a couple of pictures and sent them to him, and he was called and back and said we'd take care of things yesterday, so.
How'd you have time to do that and go to graduation?
I went to church, covered that, my wife made brunch, then I flew up there, took a couple of pictures, and then I got scolded because I was almost late getting back, but
What date was your ministerial?
that was Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You know, if you don't do that to your wives once in a while, it just, it's nuts. So, I knew it wouldn't be we had graduations to go to afterwards, so. Yeah, anything else from you there, Peggy? Your folder looks kinda small today.
It is, it's not too bad. I have a contact from, a Matthew Ring with Nationwide. He is connected through NACO. Nationwide sells a lot of insurance around us, all counties decided. It's, supported by ISAC and also by NACO. They're wanting to come and either make a presentation to you, or I have some stuff that we could just look at and see if you're interested. It costs the county nothing, it's strictly employees, out of their paycheck kind of a thing. If they want to belong to it, they pay for it. We don't have to pay any dues or membership fees or anything like that. So I told the gentleman before he came, I said, let me talk to the board, see if they're interested or not, and see if you want him to come, or if you just want to look at the paperwork and decide from there. And you don't have to make a decision today, you can do
So,
this week, but.
what kind of insurance is it? Like,
I think
healthcare,
they
or?
were talking their 457 plan, with Nationwide, so, but they've got life insurance, they've got, things, money you can put away, what do I wanna call it, for retirement.
The 401k?
Carl, you talked to the gentleman from NACO before, I'm sure,
Yeah.
Carl's. I met him when I was up there in, January.
All kinds of financial things as far as
Yeah.
employees go.
Yeah, it's a deferred compensation plan, that's what a 457 plan is. So sometimes they're all tax deferred until you retire. It's a good thing for a lot of our younger people to get into. I don't know if there would be anything, someone my age who's on the other side of the
Your age, I
coin.
thought you were
might
young.
be-
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
5-6 years down the road,
Yeah.
But he's a very nice gentleman, and Nationwide's a good program, and it's entirely up to you whether you wanna look at it or not, but I thought it looked worthy to bring to you guys anyway.
Oh, is there means to get this information to the employees so they are aware of it?
Yeah, he would do the information he sent today is just like some background stuff for you guys, but he does has all things he can do. We have a unwritten policy that whenever someone comes in, we do have different companies from time to time that wanna come in and try to sell a product to employees, but they have to do it on the employee's time, not on our time.
Right.
And they have to have, I don't think we've set a definite number, but we try to tell them 10 to 15 people have to sign up for it, or we don't do it as a payroll withdrawal, otherwise it's, you've gotta get it all set up in the computer and get it all allocated in the right spots, and it's not worth the hassle if you're only doing 2 people, so.
I sat through some of these programs, I'm not too sure it's worthy of consideration,
Okay.
My own opinion, I think most people have something set up, but there might be somebody out there that's interested in it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I think as long as that they're aware of it, that the employees, that it's knowledge, that's fine. But as far as him coming and visiting with the board, I
So if
don't
we
think
did
so.
like a flyer, distribute a flyer, let them see.
That's fine,
There's
they're aware of it, and like Peggy said, as far as getting real county involvement, then it needs to be, yeah, you need to have a pretty fair amount to put more on, through the payroll part of it, so.
And we've had several people in the past that have wanted to come and have a luncheon or something at the courthouse and show it to the employees, and they'd come on their breaks and stuff. And we've pretty much discouraged them because of the fact, one, you have to have a room for them, and to work that around court sessions and everything else that's going on in the assembly room or the magistrate's courtroom is hard to do. A lot of times, you don't get anybody that'll show up, or they'll get 2 or 3 people, and then they feel like they've wasted their time.
Right.
And you try to tell them up front, this is how it's gonna be, because people are busy, they don't take their breaks and come see you.
Right.
So,
I think if they wanna put a flyer out, send it to all the employees, as long as we're not copying it and sending it, but let him
That's fine.
use their dime and set up their own plan. If somebody wants to go see it, fine. If not, you know, I don't think they need to come to the board.
No.
we've done payroll stuffers before.
Yeah.
Sent
Okay.
payroll checks, and that's all right with you guys?
That's perfectly
Up to
fine.
the individuals.
All right, I will do that. Other than that, we had, or had received a check a week or so ago on the roof, for what the adjuster said were damages up there. Excuse me, my mouth is really dry this morning. And we had 2 gentlemen come take a look at it. One of them was the gentleman you suggested, Carl.
Craft.
Over near Denniston. And another one was a contractor from over by Eagle Grove. And the Eagle Grove contractor gave us an estimate for repairs. The contractor from Denniston said, I don't think I'd touch it. I mean, it looks good, I think you're still in good shape. He gave me some pictures he took of a small hole up there. He was, you know, if you're gonna fix it, you might wanna fix that, but he said, I think you're good for another 8 to 10 years. So I'm leaving it up to you guys, whether you want to replace it, or, the check has been deposited in the general fund. That money's always gonna be there if you do decide to do something with it.
Maybe I'll send Dave up on the roof and have him,
Dave's been up there a couple
what's
times.
he think?
He was with both contractors. I don't know what his thoughts are, but he took them both up there.
Craft's a good company, and I don't know anything about people in Eagle Grove.
Yeah, I don't either.
Is this a flat roof, rubber roof,
It's a flat roof, but it's got rubber coatings on
rubber
it.
membrane?
Yeah, and it's lasted.
And if they have a hole in it, that might start leaking here, but it might start dripping clear down there.
Yeah, do you wanna see what the picture looks like?
If it's got a hole in it, we need that repaired.
Exactly. Yeah,
There
you
might
can't,
be something, God, yeah.
maybe not the whole roof replaced, but the repair.
This was one, I wrote up in the top how he described it. That was just a connection, this is the hole, and it's not a huge one. And then we had some minor damage to a air conditioner unit up there.
So this check that you talked about,
Mhm.
was it for the roof replacement?
It was for repairs to the roof.
Just repairing.
What the adjuster thought needed to be done.
Okay.
Will they do that for the insurance check? The bid you got from Eagle Grove?
I haven't looked to see what, I've seen the bid, but I don't remember what the check was for.
Maybe if they, like you say, maybe it...
But they're using a whole different product from Eagle Grove. They're using styrofoam,
Mhm.
and the gentleman from Kraft said, don't put styrofoam on your ceiling, or on your roof. And I don't think he knew this other guy had quoted that, but he said if someone comes and wants to do that, you've got a good rubber roof, don't start putting styrofoam.
I'm trying, so it gets stronger.
I had Kraft do all the school for us in high school.
Do that, thanks.
We didn't have any problem with that.
Right.
Well, you supposed to check with somebody in Fort Dodge or someone, maybe in, I don't know, maybe Sands or whoever. Because like you say, we don't wanna do styrofoam, but we maybe need to have that hole.
Right. Well, I suggest
Well, the
some,
gentleman from Denison can do that if you want him.
I suggest he fix the damage,
Yeah, fix the hole.
yes, and then,
Maybe there's like some glue or something they can put in.
Well,
I'm
that's
sure
what I wondered
there is.
if there was something like tar or
I'm sure there's
Yeah.
a fix.
patch, I mean, if it's a rubber roof, it's similar to repairing a tire, I would think.
Some fixing material. I would suggest that any, even minor damage be,
Well, with the rain we've acquired,
yeah.
we seem to, we'll get more, I would,
And we've been pretty fortunate with the roof. We've had it checked several different times through the years to make sure, and that rubber membrane has really lasted us a long time. It's done a really good job.
There's no rock on that either, is there? From the picture, it don't
I
look
don't
like
know,
it.
yeah,
Doesn't look like
I
it.
can't
Usually they
tell.
put P-rock or gravel up there to keep breaking it up so it don't hit that roof real hard.
Okay.
I would
I would get the hole repaired and have them really inspect it close for any other holes, fix
Yeah.
that while they're there.
And I think, I mean, they were up on the roof quite a long time, I think they looked it all over. Do you want me to call Dave and have him come up and he can tell you what?
Yeah, if
Okay.
he's available. Find out what they said anyway.
Dave, did you wanna say something to Nathan about next Thursday for your flags?
Yeah,
What's going on?
Hello there.
we're gonna
Hey,
put the
I'm visiting
memorial
with the
flags
board
up
about
out
the
here at the
roof.
courthouse
Do you have a few minutes to come up and
Thursday
advise your
night.
opinion?
at 5.
All right?
If you put the little spot or two on there for us.
I'll try to get a hold
All
of
right,
Coach
thank you.
Thomas, and we
Bye.
usually try to get as many, 'cause there's those poles, by the time you struggle,
Right.
you know, get those poles and they set the flag on them and then they hoist them up, it takes a little tedious,
Yeah.
and then they'll need the same help on,
Take it down probably
Sunday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, of the following. And usually the more help you can get, the quicker it goes.
Easier it is on all of us.
I wrote it in my book, so I hopefully will remember this.
Dave said he'd be up in just a minute.
So, how much was the amount of the insurance?
I don't remember
Oh,
right now. I'd
okay.
have
But
to-
it was per repairs, correct? I mean, it was for,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I think the consensus is to go up there and even a minor repair, get it taken care of now, so we don't end up with a
Right,
major anything.
right. I mean, in my mind, it was significant enough that I thought it could almost do a
Sure.
half a roof repair or something.
You're probably right, Dave, you got a little hole here, it might leak.
Well, that's the thing, it's preventive, I mean, even if it's preventive maintenance,
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not leaking and it's a weak spot, now would be the time to address it while
Well, we
it's...
get it stopped now.
There he is.
Hi.
You get to be chairman today, have a chair.
We were talking
We'll put the
about
flags
the
up
gentleman from
Thursday at
Denison
5
that was
o'clock
up there, and
on
he sent me a
25th.
picture, and it
Take
showed
them down
one
on
spot with a
30th.
hole, and I'm
Okay.
wondering,
At 5 o'clock.
if they shouldn't get that fixed. Do you remember what he said, or how he,
It's just a little,
I mean, is it a huge hole, or,
I don't know if the hail even caused that.
okay?
It's hard to tell up there 'cause it's so flexible, you know. I guess I noticed a lot of the granulars are gone and starting to peel. I think the last time they put a coating over it, sealed it up, and that's pretty much wore off. So, other than that, I don't know that much about it, really.
Do we need to coat it again?
Well, I would, I don't know when the last time they did it, you know, Peggy, or?
No, last time they ended up there doing any work, that was probably been, about 6, 7 years ago.
Was it?
I Grove Roofing was here, and
Yeah.
they're out of business now, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should just get a hold of him and have him, give us, if that would add to the life of the roof, he said it would last for another 8 to 10 years. If that would, by coating it or covering it, would give us another 5 after that,
Right.
I think it'd be money well spent.
Here's the email, I haven't even read through it, so you can kind of see what.
I think that would be the thing to do, is to fix the hole and then recoat it to give us another,
Says I do not feel the
8
roof
years.
replacement is needed at this time. Yeah.
I know in other buildings that I've been involved in with the flat roof, the rubber roof, if they get a little pinhole leak,
Yep.
it'll leak over here, but it might come through the ceiling, clear down over here in the
Yeah.
far end of the building.
Right.
It gets in there and runs down through underneath.
Yeah, the roof runs north, so he said it could leak way over here and end up
Right.
over here.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll just have you in here to see if you saw anything that warranted, you know, them going up there and doing
Looks-
it there.
Looks like you should get something up there, I
Yeah.
think, before it gets worse, 'cause
That's what we're concerned
otherwise
about.
you're gonna have big problem down.
That's what we want
Get
to
caught.
avoid.
Yeah.
Well, Sands has worked with both those people, maybe Sands can give his opinion. I don't know, maybe not. Or go back to the regular guys that looked at it, see what they think.
That's what that guy.
Is this the guy from Denison or the?
Mhm.
I called him and asked him what it would cost to cover the whole, the coat